is calling you a flip-flopper because you criticized Charlie Crist a couple of years ago as an opportunist because he switched parties to run for office. They say now he's embracing Patrick Murphy, who did the same thing.
Absolutely, I'm embracing Patrick Murphy. It's obviously both parties have their extreme wings, but that's not where most Floridians are. This is going to be a healthy debate. If there is a primary, then certainly I'm going to be supporting Patrick in that primary. I'm not worried about what various wings of the Democratic Party say. My commitment is to Patrick Murphy. I think he is exactly where most Floridians are. I think he's a candidate that can win. I think he's a candidate that doesn't cater to the extremes of either side, and I think that's where most of us are, and I think it's a winning formula.
Mayor, did you have any hesitation about endorsing Representative Murphy so early in the race before you know who else might jump in?
No, I didn't. I mean, I felt comfortable with his positions. I've watched him over the 2 times that he has run. He's run competitive races. He is a competitor, which I appreciate. He's shown the ability to raise the resources necessary. And I think he is where I am ideologically, which is in the center of that spectrum. I think he is pro-business. I think he's pro-growth. I think he's good on the environment. I think he's good on some of the core issues that Democrats care about. And I think that's exactly where most Floridians are.
Congressman, what's your pathway to this seat? How do you win it?
Well, it's getting to know
demographically. How do you win it?
Sure. Well, it's getting to know folks. You know, learning about their issues, learning what's on their mind, and how we can be most helpful. I mean, one of the things that the mayor and I have been discussing is exactly what I can do in Washington D.C. to be helpful here for this community. I plan on spending a lot of time traveling the state and getting to know everybody, and I believe if we get our message out, and I think we're going to be able to, that voters will relate, and they're going to see that it's not about necessarily the left and right. It's about getting things done, solving problems.
The mayor said last week when he was meeting with us that it's critical for anybody running the state, a Democrat, that you probably need to carry at least 40% of the North Florida vote to be successful, to be competitive. Do you agree with that analysis?
You know, you could talk to my campaign folks about the numbers and all that. Not exactly I don't get into all the numbers and polling and all. I got some folks that help out there, and they talk to you about that. But I do believe, based on my travels of the state and based on my conversations with people, that they want that independent voice in Washington. They're tired of the games. They're tired of the finger pointing. So that's my message, is getting things done. And I believe that's going to resonate with a lot of people, regardless of their party affiliation.
Representative Murphy, does this change if Marco Rubio ultimately decides to, I mean, you're going to run, I know, but I mean, your philosophy in this campaign, if Marco Rubio ultimately becomes a Republican nominee again?
No, look, I'm running for the U.S. Senate because I believe I can make an even greater impact by being there. I'm not doing it and trying to game it out of who's going to run or not run in the 100 different scenarios that are out there. I believe we need a senator who's actually going to fight for Floridians, and not just stand up and listen to the Tea Party or another extreme group. It's about representing all Floridians. Making sure that we've got a beautiful environment for future generations. Making sure Social Security, Medicare, programs that our grandparents fought for are actually going to be there for future generations. Making sure we're cutting out wasteful, duplicative government spending, getting our fiscal house in order. These are things that all Floridians that I talk to agree on. That's our message, and that doesn't change regardless of who we're running against.
Congressman, there are a lot of people around here. The politics of Cuba and easing our relationship with Cuba are a lot different than in South Florida and in your backyard. What's your position on the